What's going on, guys? Roske here. Welcome to the Premier League review here on Roske TV. Now, the Premier League has been wrapped up. This is going to be the final review of the 2025-2026 Premier League season. So many talking points as Arsenal finally lift the Premier League. They finally get it on their hands, and certainly we'll be looking to, do a lot of things on that one. We have so many talking points this weekend as Tottenham avoid relegation. We have some new names in the European competitions as well. We'll be looking to talk about all of it here in this video. So stay tuned, subscribe, follow for more, and we'll certainly have a good one. So hopefully we're not going to take too long with this review, and some of you might really agree with some of the things we would like to say on this review, especially since the match day 38 was absolute madness. We saw some crazy results and other results that we didn't actually expect. We're going to start off with the bottom of the league table. Wolverhampton Wanderers, Burnley, and West Ham United, who certainly joined that list on a whim. Exactly, they did not expect themselves to be in that position, and I think for them to actually miss out on the Premier League, on another Premier League season, it's quite devastating, and I just feel for them at the moment. Now, Tottenham Hotspurs won their game against Everton, and so did West Ham, who were facing Leeds United. I think too much to talk about West Ham side because they had a lot of goal scorers, while Tottenham only won that game by a goal to nil. I think they just knew what they needed to do, and they certainly did that. For West Ham United, of course, it was devastating because they had given it all out, and they thought that maybe if they score a lot of goals, maybe Tottenham might slip up. Unfortunately, Tottenham knew what they had to do, and they certainly just did it, and they won that game. They took West Ham to the relegation zone. Disappointing for Arsenal fans because I'm pretty sure they were planning to take two for the team. They were planning to win the title and certainly see Tottenham get relegated of the Premier League in a season, which is a goal to them, being their biggest rival in London. We have a lot of points moving up the Premier League table. Not much to talk about in the middle of the park because the likes of Everton, who finished 13th this season, I'm pretty sure we knew that Everton need to improve, and they certainly have, but not by a big margin because losing that game, they missed out on position 12, where if they had won, they would have put themselves in a great position, but it wouldn't have changed anything. I'm pretty sure it was just a matter of which position can we actually be at the end of the season. And to be honest, for sure, I'm pretty sure there was a lot of team in that mix. There weren't too much in them, unlike the other side, the bottom of the league and the top of the league, where there was there was just small margins to change positions. You would imagine if you lose in that position, you will certainly change position in that week. Looking at some other games, we got Sunderland 2, Chelsea 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Bournemouth 1, Manchester City 1, Aston Villa 2. Now, we're not going to go exactly into these games. I'm just going to mention what's happening, what's popping on these parts, and I think we can all agree that it's been crazy. It's been a crazy season for Chelsea. It's been a crazy season for Chelsea, who missed out on European football. They didn't qualify for the Champions League. They didn't qualify for the Europa League. They didn't certainly qualify for the UEFA Conference League, as they have already managed to win that one. But I think it would have been a consolation because they've had a bad season this season, and they really needed something to consolate on. I think for Xabi Alonso, who just joined them, he has a lot of work, and he certainly has to look at what where the team will be going coming into next season. I think credit to Chelsea for bringing him on early at the end of this season, so that he can have enough time to actually plan through what he's gonna do and what he might need to do right there. Everton, on the other hand, should we say they're improving or exactly not improving? Because they've been struggling with relegations in the previous seasons. I think they were in the same spot Tottenham is in right now, and it's concerning, because we used to see Everton fighting for that position in the Champions League. Now it seems like they can't find their rhythm. They can't find those players who are consistent enough to do that. And when they certainly do, those players get they get signed to other teams, which is kind of very difficult to maintain a position when you're selling players. The players are coming in and out. It's kind of very difficult. As I said, devastating for Chelsea. They certainly have a lot to do, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very busy transfer window for them. Will they wait for the World Cup to sign, or will they have to throw it out the window and finally just get on their targets maybe they were planning through before the World Cup? Because in this season's transfer window, it becomes very tricky, because most teams will wait for some performances from the World Cup. Some other teams certainly do have players that they're gonna buy, they're gonna sign throughout the transfer window. They already know who they're going to sign. But some teams will certainly wait, and they certainly want to get the best out of the World Cup that people will be playing, because they know some stars will be rising out of those teams. Be sure to check out the next video, where I'll be pinpointing some players that people do not actually know, some very underrated young individuals who will be showing real promise for the FIFA World Cup in 2026. Moving on, we have the Bournemouth and Sunderland duo, who have finally qualified for the UEFA Europa League. Certainly, people didn't really expect these two to qualify for these tournaments at the beginning of the season. And I think it's really interesting to see new names in the UEFA Europa League, especially the likes of Sunderland, who just came in the Premier League last season and just coming in, qualifying for this tournament. I think they were showing promise in the early stages. Sunderland, they were unbeaten. They were unbeaten for a while, and they certainly maintained a certain level of discipline within them. I think it wasn't for them. It wasn't certainly a level of a matter of quality. It was certainly a matter of discipline, which they showed, and they certainly paid off here as they qualified for the UEFA Europa League. I don't think many of us have seen Sunderland qualify for such a trophy, and it's a really big achievement. They might be looking to stay in the UEFA Europa League, but they certainly have a lot to do, especially since it's going to be a little more competitive, and the games they're going to be stacked in this tournament. Moving on, Brighton also qualified for the UEFA Conference League. They will be certainly happy with that. I think for a team of that caliber and having to sell different type of players, they've certainly maintained a very good quality of football, and will certainly be looking to maintain it coming next season. But coming in next season with a lot of competition, it's going to be a little bit difficult for them. But they will have to find ways and find the how-tos on this tournament. Crystal Palace would certainly be banned to not qualify for this tournament, but they do have a chance playing in the UEFA Champions League for the UEFA Conference League. They're going to be looking to win that one, because if they do, they will have a position for them in the UEFA Europa League. There's certainly going to be a lot of teams in the UEFA Europa League this coming season. It's going to be interesting to see, because the more teams you have, the better chance you have of bringing the trophy into that country. And I think in the Premier League, it's going to be really amazing. Looking at the last matchday results, other results, we see Liverpool facing Brentford. They drew in that game 1-1 as Curtis Jones and Kevin Shade came off as the goal scorers for that match. Fulham beat Newcastle 2-0. Very devastating for Newcastle. I think this is not where they thought they would be. coming into this season. I think they're really feeling the loss of Alexander Isak moving to Liverpool, and certainly they will definitely feel the loss of Anthony Gordon if they don't do anything about their attack next season. They do have some potential players though, players that are looking really hopeful, and the likes of Osula and coming in Anthony Elanga. It didn't really start off well this season, but they will certainly look to them to actually improve next season, and maybe the transfer window might do good for them. We had Burnley and Wolves, certainly just a match to finish off the wrapping season as it came to an end. Matthias Fleming and Armstrong came off as goal scorers in that match. It was certainly a good match to watch. Brighton lost to Manchester United, but at least they qualified for the UEFA Conference League. Manchester United qualified for the Champions League. That is great news for Manchester United fans. I think we are seeing a Manchester United, a more balanced Manchester United. They will certainly be looking to a great transfer window coming in next season. Not only that, as we can see that the manager Michael Carrick is certainly one who has seen success for Manchester United, and I think for him it's gonna be he's certainly be looking to balance the team, and having to see players like Bruno Fernandes, Patrick Dorgu, they show really great promise. Seeing the likes of course, the outgoing Casemiro is not going to be good news for Manchester United. They're going to have to look for another person to replace him. Can they replace him though? That's the big question. That's definitely a big question. But then I think recently Manchester United have been having a good transfer policies. They might look to replace him with a big caliber name or a small caliber name. Comment down below if you think Manchester United should replace Casemiro with a big name or a rising star. It will be really interesting to see those comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you like my content. We'll be looking to see more subscribers coming in, as we would like to talk about football in all angles. Talk about the World Cup, talk about the La Liga, talk about the Serie A, talk about the Premier League. I would like to cover all those angles. There were in other results. Crystal Palace faced Arsenal. They lost 2-0 to the 2-1 to Arsenal. Gabriel Jesus and Noni Madueke came up as Arsenal's goal scorers. Mateta scored for Crystal Palace, but certainly in that game, Arsenal were dominant. I think they were really confident, becoming champions. They already know what they had to do, and certainly they make sure they did that. And seeing the likes of Gabriel Jesus coming in and scoring again, he does show a lot of promise, even though he was not selected in the Brazil national team coming into the FIFA World Cup 2026. He's very devastated, but then because of the injuries, it would have been difficult for Carlo Ancelotti to select him. He wouldn't even have been very fit as the likes of Igor Thiago, who has also been showing very great promise to lead that line. Well, teams who qualify for the UEFA Champions League: Manchester City, Manchester United, Aston Villa, and Liverpool. I think Aston Villa are the team at the moment. Unai Emery is him. He's certainly bringing Aston Villa to the promised land. Coming into this season, they were looking like a lot of promise. They gave a lot of promise because it seemed like they were going all the way to win the title neck to neck with Arsenal. They just fell off a little bit, maybe with the injuries and the quality they had to bring out each and every week. Certainly, they weren't meant to be champions, obviously, but playing in the Champions League, I think no one is giving him a doubt. Winning the UEFA Europa League, no one would certainly say that Aston Villa are not good enough to be where they are right now. They definitely are, especially with the likes of Liverpool performing badly as they did. They certainly, they certainly deserve qualify for the Champions League as they went through, ups and downs, in and out in those results. But certainly they do deserve to be, at number 4 in the Premier League this season. Certainly, no doubts as Arsenal finally lift the Premier League title. Congratulations to them once again. If you're looking for a video that's dedicated to what some of the points that made Arsenal win the Premier League, check my channel. You will see another video, and you might want to see exactly how they won this title. I think it's a wrap from this season, 2025 and 2026 this season, and certainly it's been a good one. Crazy moments. We'll be looking at the FIFA World Cup coming in next month. Arsenal, it's not really done this season, as the Champions League still is yet to be played. The UEFA Conference League is yet to be played. Crystal Palace is attending that one. Arsenal is facing Paris Saint-Germain. It's going to be a big one. Certainly, it's going to be a big one. Comment down below who you think will win the Premier League. Let's go bold. Let's challenge ourselves. Who will win the 2027 Premier League champion? That is farewell for me. I think that's enough. Ross K on Ross K TV. Certainly, it has been a brilliant season and a brilliant match day live here. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.